like an author who has influenced and motivated a lot of individuals through his work, point of view, and of course, his writing. It's none other than Rajiv Malhotra that I'm talking about. Hello, I'm Resham and you're watching DNP. Firstly, welcome back to our channel. In case अगर अभी तक आपने हमारे channel DNP को subscribe नहीं किया, then what you waiting for? Please कर लें. Thank you. So like I said that he's an international best-selling author who has influenced a lot of individuals and आज हम हैं World Book Fair में. So it was important to speak to one of the minds behind the power of future machines and of course the author. So for that I am going to speak to Mr. Rajiv Malhotra and know his point of view about artificial intelligence and of course about his book.
The Power of Future Machines, edited by Rajiv Malhotra, T.N. Sudarshan and Manogna Sastry. Thank you, panel.
Yes, IITs should do and can do. But as Rajivji mentioned, design, innovation and research, these are the key for any institution. But our IITs have become something else. Why I'm mentioning this thing? Like day before yesterday, a report has been published by Government of India, which is a report about the publication of patents, designs by educational institutions in the country. And a list of top 10 institutions has been published where IITs are there collectively. It means 23 IITs together. They are on third position, and a new university like Shobit is on seventh position. So it shows that 23 IITs together, which have like IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, Mumbai, Chennai, Kharagpur, 5 are very well established. It means the culture of innovation, designing new things, thinking, creativity among the students, it is missing somewhere. The challenge is that we believe more in giving consultancies. And consultancy to whom? Where he is trying to make us aware. So this is the challenge. Definitely it needs, and I have not gone through the book, The Battle for IITs. I will definitely love to go through. This challenge is there, which need to be addressed. And the most important thing now, what we have to understand, that instead of talking about IITs only, we have to talk about the educational institutions, the IIT or not IIT, those who are doing good. Because in that list of 10, neither any central university is there, nor any NIT is there, nor any triple IT is there. There are 9 private players and 10 is collective IITs together. So it shows what is happening, but it needs to be changed, it can be changed, and it will be changed.
So right now we have with us Mr. Rajiv Malhotra. Thank you, sir, for connecting with us. Sir, can you tell us something about the power of future machines to our viewers?
So this is a book which is a sequel to my previous book called Artificial Intelligence and the Future of Power, which was about 2 years ago, and which talked about artificial intelligence, the effect it's having on various domains. It talked about 5 different battlegrounds. Not a technical book on how to do artificial intelligence, but the social implications, political, economic, policy. It's a policy book. So this is a book, a sequel to that, which is written by other people. That was written by me, but this is other people writing articles, many people, somebody writing from defense, somebody writing from scientific point of view, somebody writing from psychology point of view, from the point of view of economics, from the point of view of geopolitics, China, US, India, how will AI affect all that. So this is a book which covers broad range of topics on the effect of AI.
So like you said that this is a sequel. So how is what are the different elements added in this one which were not in the earlier one?
Well, this is not written by me, this is written by other people. So that's an element. So other people are reflecting, well, the previous book was just my authorship. And these other people are experts from various domains. And so each one is taking the AI in his own domain. So one is a military general, lieutenant general. Somebody else is from, geopolitics. There's a woman in Europe. She's written about how AI will affect the geopolitics. So the difference is that people, experts in various domains, have each written in their own way what is the effect of AI in their domain.
So what is the inspiration behind your first book?
Well, AI is a field of mine, and more than 50 years ago, when I came to the United States as a graduate student for my computer science work, the topic I was working on was artificial intelligence. It was very basic and rudimentary in those days. So then I went on to do many other things, and I haven't practiced any AI per se for decades. But I've kept in touch with it, and so since my field that in the last 30 years has been more philosophy, spirituality, history, culture, geopolitics. But now I realize that AI is going to influence all of that. So I'm bringing my old experience and my old interest in AI up to date, how it affects these new areas.
So in the interaction, you mentioned that the budget in the R&D is very less in India. So what do you have to talk about that?
Well, all I can say is that it means that Indians don't believe in the future because they're only worrying about short term. And the industry doesn't invest in the long term R&D. The government doesn't invest. Academics don't invest. Indians are just doing jugaad. We are like a jugaad nation. We're just living on old glory and praying and that something will solve the problem. India is going to be in serious trouble. I don't care how much GDP growth there is and how many G20 people come and visit us and how many elections we win. The point is, fundamental, detailed, deep research will drive the future success or failure, and we have not invested enough in it. And the Niti Aayog and other ministries and technocrats have to be taken to task for it. The industrialists have rented the Indian brains to make a quick profit. So they hire smart Indians for $10,000 and they rent them out for 40,000, make a lot of money. But they are not using them in India to develop Indian technology where we will own the patents. All the patents and the technical knowledge is owned by foreign countries, foreign companies, and governments. We are just renting out our brains. It is a very stupid thing to do that you rent your brain and make other people intellectually and in terms of intellectual property, make them more powerful, while we have the brains, but we are not using them for this purpose.
So, and you have worked a lot in the US. So, I just wanted to know your take on Indian students who are studying in the US.
So Indian students compared to Chinese students go mainly for STEM, almost always science, technology, engineering, medicine, etc. They don't go to study Chinese history, what's wrong with Chinese human rights and the Uyghur problem or what's going on in Hong Kong or Tibet. They don't do all those things. Indian students, some of them go for STEM, which is very good, very important, but a lot of them go for social sciences. They go to study what's wrong with Indian history, what's wrong with the Dalits, what's wrong, the problem concerning the minorities or whatever. They're looking at Indian history, Indian psychology, Indian philosophy. They're learning it through the Western Indian social theory, Indian political science. They're learning it through the Western lens, which is a stupid thing to do. We are empowering them, giving them too much importance, and making them the adhikaris and the experts on who we are. So India has outsourced its own self-image and its knowledge about itself. The study of India is being done mainly by the West. The study of China is being done by the Chinese. This is a very big difference. And so there is no leadership on the part of government or anybody to formulate policy to guide the students.
So, lastly, what's next?
For whom? For you?
No, for
What is next for you?
next is I'll just there are people lined up and I'm going to talk to them. But other than that, I want to know what's next. Like, which book are you looking forward to?
Next, yours is lining up.
Short term, yeah, that's the short, yeah.
For me, is I'm going back to the hotel and eating some good idli and dosa. That's my next.
Okay, and what about your your upcoming book or anything you're working on?
So that is not short term. That will take a while. Yeah. So I have 20 books unfinished. 20 books to finish, which I've done the research. I've done the first draft, and I have to knock out 2 or 3 per year on many topics. If you look at my books, they don't repeat the same thing. Very different topics, and I have many more things to write about. So you'll be surprised at what else is coming.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Same here, sir.